All right, so I have all of my accessories. I've made my collar that's gonna fit around there, okay? So that way when I put my lid on, it's going to go on nice and even. Again, I haven't glued these, I painted these all with glue, so it's just gonna be a little bit loose. That fits on just like that, okay? But you'll notice that this tips over a little bit easy. The foot does a couple of things. One, it's going to give me a wider platform, a wider foot, a wider base so that this doesn't tip over too easy. I got a lot of weight down here, okay? And you can see that by the inside, but unfortunately, it's not quite that wide, and so it's still gonna tip over pretty easy. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to glue these things here, okay? And how I'm gonna do that is I'm going to set these up, back it up so you guys can see here. All right, so I've got my 3 feet just like that. And then hopefully these will stay there, just like that. So what I can do is I can put the glue on it, I can put them in place. The other thing that might be easier, and I think what I am gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and tape these in place, all right? So I'm gonna put them at about 1/3 around. I'm gonna put a good ample amount of glue on the foot as well as on the base of my jar. Grab some tape. I'm gonna use the painter's tape just because A, I've got more of it, and B, it sticks good enough to hold things in place, but it's not going to stick too hard. That is if I can tear the tape. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna have my piece of tape ready so that way I can place this right where I want it. And then I can tape this in place. The blue tape is going to go away eventually, but for right now, it's not that big a deal. Do this 2 more times. Nice good chunk of glue there. And I'm not worried about the glue that's gonna drip down the side if it does drip down the side because it'll just dry clear. And it's gonna look kind of like a hot mess here for a few minutes until that glue dries. But I'm not really all that concerned about that because we're just worried about the final result. There's 2. So I want to get that out a little bit further. There we go. Just adjust that, move it so that it works. And like I said, a tripod will always level itself out. All right, so even if these aren't exactly perfect, exactly where I want them, the jar itself will level itself out as far as you know, sitting flat and not rocking back and forth. Like I said, if you have 4 feet or legs, okay, just like a chair, if one of those legs is a little bit longer, all right, what happens? It rocks back and forth. You might be experiencing that, or probably experienced that in one of your chairs or a stool in a classroom. Okay, so that's one of the problems there. Very simple for the handle, the pull tab on the handle, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and attach that there so you can kind of see that that's gonna work, okay? I'm going to kind of adjust that a little bit. I wanna get that a little bit higher, just for my taste. Make sure that's all nice and even. And then again, we're not concerned about how much glue we would use really. I mean, unless you wanna be conservative with it. But it's more important that I get enough glue so that that doesn't come off. Okay, so I'm gonna fill pretty much that whole little gap there. Press that on there. Let that sit. And then again, this is just for my own personal safety, just so that I don't have to worry about it. Just gonna tape this lightly in place. That's just to keep it from coming off of there. But you can kind of see that. We'll let those dry, and then once those get dry, we should be good to go.